Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If we haven't met before, my name is Jimmy and this is my channel Taking Trades, where we talk everything day trading, so thank you for stopping by. Today I want to dive into a pair of trades that I took that are they are the fourth and fifth trades in a series of 10 that I'm going to take so that I can report back on my statistics on a specific strategy that I'm looking at. And today I had 2 losers, so overall I have 2 winners and 3 losers. 5 total trades in this strategy, and I want to dive into the nuances of it and discuss why I'm excited about the 2 winners as well as the 3 losers. I'm excited about those as well because keeping track of even just these 5 trades, a lot of different pieces of information have sort of revealed something else that's super valuable that is a little different than my intended path, but it's so positive that I think it could become the direction that this strategy moves in. So I want to dive into that today and kind of show it to you. I hope you guys had a green day. Leave comments below. Let me know how you did. And let's go ahead and dive into some of the information for today. Thanks. Okay, so my 2 trades today. One on MU, Micron Technologies, and the other one on Facebook, ticker FB. So wanted to start with Micron, ticker MU, and just show you what I was looking at this morning and why I got interested in it. So I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, and you can see over here that Micron sort of broke down and bounced down in this area. And I was kind of watching it range around a little bit. And ultimately, I decided, based on previous price action, that this was, in fact, we were in seller's territory. I was short biased on this one because of previous information I'd looked at. So if I zoom in a little bit, we can look closer at today. So here's the pre-market action working its way up. And this blue line was the line that was breached before to the downside. So ideally, I was looking for a pullback up to that line. I was looking for overhead resistance and then a rollover to move short. So I'm going to flip from my 15-minute chart over to the 3-minute chart and ignore this trade right here. That really doesn't have anything to do with anything. That was a flopped mistake. So I'll just kind of see if I can get out of the way. There you go. So it did pull back, it did pull back up in this area. And so what I'm looking for is for it to interact with that line, start to roll over, and then I want it to cross over this 9 daily EMA and start to roll to the short side. And you can see it pushed up. It didn't happen here, didn't happen here. This one started, but it was just hung up on that line. And then the next candle that opened popped up. Then we got this rollover where it started to cross, and we got the cross to happen, and we got the cross below the blue line. So I took it short, and on this particular case, I used the average true range in order to determine what my stop and my take profit would be. So the stop at that point was, if I look at MU, you can see right here my stop loss was going to be 11 cents and my sell target was going to be a 2-to-1 ratio, so double that. So it was going to be 22 cents. This 11 cents right here, this was the average true range at the time. So if I flip over here, my average true range, if I put it on the candle over here, 10. So I took it on the crossing candle, was 0.101039, so I round it to the next hole, which would have been 0.11. So 11 cent stop I put in place and 22 cent take profit. Jumped in the trade, it rolled in my direction pretty good, bounced out and stopped me out. So after that I said, okay, I'm going to move on. That one didn't work. I put it in my log, so you can see right here, I've got Micron short position, put all my statistics in there, and then I moved on and I found a trade on Facebook today. And Facebook had I'll show you real quick on the 15, had sort of this range area. This was the breach line that I was hoping would act as underneath support. I was long bias on this one. So as it came up into the range, I was looking for it to pull back and then interact with the line, and then I would go long. So that's what I was looking at this morning. And if I flip over to the 3-minute chart, I can show you a more granular detail on it. So today, it came back down, and as it came down and interacted with the line, I get this big crossing candle. And as you can see down here, for the average true range, if I highlight this candle, it was 30 cents. So my stop was 30 cents. Double that for a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio would make it 60 cents for a take profit. So I set it up. It ran beautifully all the way up here, and the high on this candle is 179.90. My 60-cent take profit was at 179.97, right there. So within pennies, and then it dropped all the way down and stopped me out. So that looks really bad, right? It looks really depressing. You think, oh man, it didn't work at all. So I entered that in here, all the statistics. So you can see right now on my 5 trades with my strategy, I have 2 green winners and 3 losers. So really quick, let's pretend that all of these I had risked $20, which is what I've done for the last 3, but the first 2 I only risked like $15. So if I risked 20 for each one, then that means at 2-to-1, I'd make $40 on every winner. So 2 winners, that means $80. Now, for each time I lose 20. So I've lost 3 times, so I've lost 60. So my winners are 80, my losers are 60. So with a 40% win rate and a 60% loss rate, I'm still up $20 green on these 5 trades. So that shows you the power of really sticking to a risk to reward ratio that is, greater than 1-to-1. I'm experimenting with things and trying to track a lot of different data. So one positive thing, or the really exciting thing that came out of these losses today, was I've been tracking in this column here, this column J, 1.5-to-1 ratio, question mark, question mark. That is, would 1.5-to-1, would that have worked? Because sometimes 2-to-1 is just too big a move for, a majority of the stocks, and so you might have more losers. But if you tighten your risk to reward ratio a little bit, you might be able to start gathering more winners. You might just be barely missing those winners like I did here. This was a great win all the way to here, and I thought, oh, this is amazing. And then it just fell right off and I got stopped. So we were within pennies of this being a winning trade. So the great thing is every single stock, every trade I've taken of these 5, and granted, I realize this is just a sample size of 5, but if I would have taken 1.5-to-1 risk to reward, my win rate right now would be 100%. And I would be winning $30 every time I risk 20. So 5 times 30 is $150. So I would be up $150 using this strategy. And using my 2-to-1 strategy, I'm up $20. So pretty interesting, right? I mean, I'm really curious. I want to take 5 more trades at 2-to-1 target, and I'm going to keep tracking the 1.5-to-1 to see, where are we with this? Like how, let's say I finish it, what if I'm 90% on my 1.5-to-1? You go to any bank in the country and tell them you want 150% on every dollar, and they will laugh at you quite loudly. So, I mean, even 1-to-1 is nothing to get upset about. It's 100% of your money. I'll give you, you put your money in a bank, you put $1,000 in, there's no way they're going to give you $1,000 match. That just doesn't happen. So I try to remember that when we're talking about risk to reward ratios and we're talking about 1-to-1 and 1-to-5 and 1-to-2, sometimes people, they sort of act negative when you talk about 1-to-1. And I understand why, because for every loss, you wipe out a win. And I get that. But 1-to-1 is 100% of your money. That is dollar for dollar. I risk $1, I get a whole dollar. I risk $10,000, I get $10,000 if you win. So I was being a little overzealous, I think, and I was setting it up as 2-to-1 thinking I got to make 2-to-1, that nothing else really makes sense. Until 1.5-to-1 started becoming a major superstar here and hitting every single time. Granted, with MU today, 1.5-to-1, it literally hit to the penny, 1.5-to-1, and then bounced. So I would have rung the register at 1.5-to-1 on MU by a penny, but it still worked. So I'm going to keep tracking these at 2-to-1 and seeing if 1.5-to-1 would have worked. And if we get 10 trades in, 15 trades in, and I'm and it's a high percentage, then what I'm going to do is up the amount that I'm risking from, say, $20 per trade to $30 per trade, and I'm going to set 1.5-to-1 targets, and I'm going to do my next 10 trades at 1.5-to-1, risking 30, attempting to make 1.5 to make 45. For every 30 I risk, I'm looking to make 45. So that's the plan moving forward. Really, really excited about how this kind of panned out. I've never been so happy to lose money before. So really kind of a funny day for me. I only lost, it's just $40. I'm trading very, very small, but I am establishing a track record of trades, tracking really valuable data, even like if I'm taking the trades before 10, before 9 a.m., just trying to keep information that's useful. So if any of you see information that I should be tracking and that's not on this list, if you don't see it on here and you think I could really use it, let me know because I'll add it to the list. But I want to keep showing you guys this every day and just letting you know kind of how things are coming along. And when I get to 10 trades, I'll show you the win percent on 2-to-1 targets, and I'll show you the win percentage on 1.5-to-1 targets. And then from there, we'll kind of make a decision. If the profit is outweighing the 2-to-1 by using 1.5, then I'm going to go with that for the next 10 trades and just kind of up the risk level. So that's my plan, is to keep upping the risk, to 30, then I'll risk 40, then I'll maybe go to 60, then maybe make the jump to 100, and just over, gathering 10 to 15 trades each time so that I can get a good sample size. And then once I get, extrapolate out, once I have like 100 trades in the bank, I'll have some really serious data that is tracking a good period of time. And, it might be something that I can then start making really small micro tunes to and tweaking it even further and seeing if I can get more results out of it. So if you have any input, please let me know. I'd be excited to hear it. Hope everybody had a green day. And like I said, leave questions below, leave comments below. If it's your first time to the channel, please subscribe. If you like the content, give me the thumbs up. And we'll be back at it tomorrow morning where I can hopefully show you, maybe trades number 7, 8, 6, 7, and out 8 maybe. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, have a great night, and we'll see you in the morning. Thanks, everybody.